Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on The Answer.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got an absolutely fantastic show for your way today. And I tell you, we got these two young ladies, very good friends of mine. I've been knowing them for years, and we're going to talk about a little bit about both of them just lost their fathers over the last 6 weeks, and it's a tough time. And we're going to talk about that. And I already know that Paula is a grief counselor, and this is a very touchy topic, but we all experience it. But we're gonna get to it. How you doing, Paula? How you doing?
I'm doing great, JC. I really am doing great. I am so looking forward to the show that we're doing today because I feel like it's going to bring so much value to our listeners. I think we always try to do that, but we've got a topic today that touches a lot of lives these days. You know, the whole world's a little bit skewed because seniors are the largest part of the population everywhere. And the issues that are confronting seniors, like dementia, like Alzheimer's, those things, people need to understand them and need help with knowing what to do when it comes into your life.
Wow. We're going to have a great topic. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing today?
I am doing great. Loving to have our guests back on the show, and we're excited.
I'm excited. So, Michelle, I want to get started. Can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest today?
Yes, the title of today's show is called The Long Goodbye, and guest host Paula Shore, who's a life transitions expert, grief specialist, and a keynote speaker. We're all having a sit-down conversation with Amy Scruggs. She is a media executive, TV host, recording artist, public speaker, corporate spokesperson, and sales professionals. She's going to discuss what happens to the brain, when a person is diagnosed and have Alzheimer's, the emotional roller coaster of gradual loss, gratitude in the face of loss. So Amy, again, has been a standout name in country music for over 20 years, sharing stages with legends like Clint Black, Trace Adkins, Charlie Daniels, Phil Vassar, and just to name a few. She's always brought passion and heart to her performance and her community work. In 2024, Amy became the full-time caregiver for her father, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Embracing this new chapter with compassion and resilience, she documents their daily journey together through heartfelt blogs on social media. By openly sharing both the joys and struggles of caregiving, her content touches on practical tips, emotional support, and the realities of living with dementia. Please welcome back Amy Scruggs to the show.
I love that.
I love the cheering. Feels good.
Welcome back to the show, Amy. It's been a while, and we are so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the right show and the right platform for us to have mutual understanding and loss and to have this discussion. And I don't think I would have said yes to a show this soon if it was anybody but the both of you. And I know the integrity and the character of not only both of you, but your audience. And I really hope that this can make a difference for others today.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to start off with the questioning. And whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether you're watching us on E360 television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, and over 85 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you will get you an answer. So Amy, what specific changes occurs in the brain during Alzheimer's disease? Can you talk about that a bit?
Gosh, I wish I had a medical professional sitting next to me. So I apologize if you are one and you're like, Amy, it doesn't happen in that order. What I do want to share is my experience with what I noticed the changes were with Alzheimer's. And it was definitely slow to begin with. We noticed changes in my father 8-10 years ago, small things of just him being able to recall certain things. I think the common understanding of people who have dementia or Alzheimer's is it's just the memory loss. There is that huge component, and that is the most noticeable component that takes place at the beginning, especially in those first years. But what ended up happening is you get towards those late stages of dementia, which I came in as a caregiver for him in what they call stage 6. That's where you start to notice the difference in those motor functions. The brain is losing, it's dying in certain components. And for every patient, that's different. So for my father, parts of his brain, something would change each day. And then the next day, something might fire back up and work. And it could be something as simple as a motor skill of saying, give me your right hand. And he can't differentiate between the right or the left. It might be, I want you to stand up. He doesn't understand that. Where the next day you can say, hey, let's walk over there. And he goes, okay. So what is happening is the brain is slowly misfiring and short-circuiting in all components and aspects of not just memory, but also complete ability to motor function of his body. And so that's where you have the safety concerns. You see the agitation, you see things changing because inside he's still him and he knows these things are breaking. And it's terrifying. They're afraid of falling. They're afraid of getting hurt, but they can't verbalize that because the brain isn't communicating with the communication skills. And so what we see is a complete decline of all aspects of communication and quality of life, let alone safety.
Amy, that was a great answer. The last time that you did our show, it was so joyful because you were sharing information. And of course, in our research, we watched a lot of the posts that you had put up, the wonderful videos of you and your dad baking together and him wearing the little baker's hat.
Love it.
And car karaoke, one of my all-time favorites. And I remember when I lost my dad, which was probably a month and a half before yours, thinking, aren't you lucky that even though your dad is declining, he's going to be around for quite a while because he seems so physically fit.
Yes.
Can you share with our listeners what happened? How did it happen so quickly?
The blink of an eye. I was really on top of as much exercise as his body would tolerate and change it daily. It was good diet. I had him on heavy protein, constant cognitive training. And so we were really extending his life and his quality of life by using this type of care, especially with the creative care and the joy care. And we never used the word no. And on Super Bowl Sunday, he had a stroke. And so something in the brain that changed. At first, they thought, was it a UTI? We thought maybe he just had a UTI, but he instantly collapsed and lost the ability to walk. And what happened was not just taking away those motor skills, but his brain then just said, I'm done. And so on February 9th, he had a stroke and he passed on March 1st. So it was very sudden. He immediately was non-ambulatory, went to the bed, and then was losing those continued functions and did a very, very drastic decline. But I definitely didn't see it coming. When I kissed him goodbye on Friday to come home for the weekend, I kissed him goodbye and said, okay, I'll see you on Monday, or I'll see you in a few days. And nothing was the same. I came back to quite an emergency. And he was scared. He was still him though at that stage, and he was afraid. And so we were calming that fear in him. He knew something had happened. He knew he wasn't okay. He wanted to use his legs. Nothing worked. That time of getting him transitioned and then to the hospital bed and into a different room. It was, we were trying to keep him as calm and happy and joyful still in the process. Like, it's okay. All right, we're going to play your favorite music. I still kept his whiteboard up. What's on the schedule? Well, today rest is on the schedule. And I made it sound like this was just normal and you're going to be okay. And we had to just let him know that you're okay through the last moment.
So I guess I assume that the stroke caused his brain to decline and misfire even more and more drastically. And so then the body had no master controller telling it what to do.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. Great discussion. I know it's tough for all of us over the last few months because you already know we lost our daughter. But it's tough. But Paula, just like what you said earlier, Amy, she's a lifesaver because she kind of talked me off the bridge. I mean, almost, so we're going to take a station break and we're going to come back and pick this conversation up. If you want to be part of the conversation, whichever platform you're watching this on, just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
What if that road that you're taking is a dead end? What if love leaves you all jaded and broken? What if that limb breaks you're climbing out on? Yeah, what if it all goes wrong? But what if it all goes right? What if it all works out? What if the stars line up and good luck rains down? What if you chase your dream and it changes your whole life? Yeah, what if it all goes right? What if that road is a beautiful slow drive? What if that love ends up lasting a lifetime? What if that limb holds you oak tree strong? What if this time nothing goes wrong? What if it all goes right? What if it
Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Viridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, we're having a conversation, of course, with Paula's co-hosting Bridges Beyond Grief. And we got our very, very good friend Amy Scruggs on, and she's sharing her loss with us, how she felt, and some of the things that she did. But before we get started with this, I want to show a short video of what you did in taking care of your father. So here we go.
So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? When I couldn't, you always saw the best in me. Right or wrong, you were always on my side. But I'm scared of what life without you's like. And I saw the way she looked into your eyes. And I promise if you go, I will make sure she's alright. So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me for my whole damn life. You gave me my name and the color of your eyes. See your face when I look at mine. So how do I say goodbye? There's no way you could ever let me down. Gonna steal some time and start again. You'll always be my closest friend. And someday we're gonna make it out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was a beautiful video.
Wasn't it? I when I saw it the first time, and especially because I think that's what everybody feels at that end point. How do I do this? How do I say goodbye? And I think this video represented, in my mind, so much of what we talked about that Amy brought to us on the last time she was on. The joyful, beautiful, fun, creative things she was doing with her dad. And what a beautiful last year she gave him.
He had the best last year. We did it all. The word no wasn't allowed.
Yeah, it was like so great. Amy, I was saying that no matter, even though like with my dad, he was in the hospital, we knew it was getting worse. We knew the end was coming. And you on some level knew that too, even though it happened much sooner than you thought. But I have this theory that no matter whether you see it coming or it happens as a shocking phone call, like what JC and Michelle went through, it's always a shock in the moment it happens.
Yes.
Even if you're sitting there and he's, declining, in the moment that the heart actually stops beating, or in the moment you get that phone call, there's no way anybody can prepare you for it. There's no way anybody can tell you what you're going to feel, because it's unique for each person. It's unique for each situation. And it's hard.
Yes.
It's really hard, isn't it?
Yes. You feel like your own heart is stopping at the exact same time.
Oh my God. Well put. Well put. That's exactly right. And I don't know, I think it would be helpful if you can share with our listeners what those last days were like for you, because you, in a way, became a hospice nurse. You were a big part of his care.
Yes.
And that's hard.
It went from car karaoke and, baking and playing in the yard. And that was still hard. Believe me, I was keeping him from falling off on the floor constantly. And at that point, I was his full care as far as his personal care and all of the things that go along with that. And there was some, definitely difficult getting him in and out of the wheelchair everywhere we went. But those last 2 weeks, whole different level of care, because he was completely non-ambulatory, so all of his needs depended on me. And we had a wonderful hospice team, but they come in and advise, and then it's me. I'm there making these decisions on his comfort, his medication, and turning him and rotating him, and also keeping him calm and not just letting his mind not be cared for. I think at that point I realized how important, because we know that the hearing is the last thing that they have up until the last breath, right? Even though he wasn't conscious in some of this time, what I'm feeding into his mind, the joy, the reassurances, the peace, I kept telling him, it's okay. It's okay. You've taught me everything. I'm ready. I can handle it. At one point he had been asleep and unaware, and it's almost funny because he just woke up. He looks at me, he goes, do we have car insurance? And I knew that his mind was so worried about the things he was leaving.
Yes.
Mom, okay, with the house, okay. So I kept thinking of all these little things to tell him, that's okay, that's taken care of, we can do it. And having to set my own emotions, I wanted to come apart every second. But I knew that my responsibility then was to continue bringing joy, safety, peace, light, and love. And I had a sign on the door that said, love, joy, peace, kindness, and soft voices only allowed in this room, because I wanted it to be the same we would do in a birthing room, right? I've been in the birth of 2 of my grandchildren, and the room is calm and peaceful, and you want to bring this little new person into the world in that environment. Well, I believed that it was my job to send him out of this world in the same environment.
We got a question from Robin Elder. How are you doing this? You are so strong.
Robin is a fellow caregiver and friend, and she has been caring for her mom tirelessly by herself around the clock for years. And yes, Robin, how am I doing this? That's a great question, because there's been a lot of tears, a lot of support. I feel safe with this group, with Paula and JC. I feel very safe. And also I know that so many of you have followed along this journey with Dad and fell in love with him and our journey and the honesty of our journey. And this is my chance to still once again be honest and say, I needed this. I would have loved to have seen someone saying the same things to me on that last week or the week before and helping prepare me. So if I can do that for you as you prepare for whatever that time is with your mom, for whoever is watching this that has followed our journey, thank you so much. I hope that something that I'm saying or doing can just help give you a small virtual hug right now, that you can do this.
Amy, what do you think were the most important things you did with your dad in this last year that kept him happy and healthy?
I let his true spirit and true self stay alive. We went beyond the disease, beyond the Alzheimer's, because inside was that true spirit. Almost, I want to say that inner child. I had that opportunity to be almost a child with him for over a year that whatever he was feeling. And then a lot of times, and you'd see in our videos, we talked a lot about trees. There was a lot going on with the trees. He was very concerned about the changing of the seasons and the trees because he didn't understand anymore. So allowing him to just explore that, to feel that. I mean, he was having angst over these trees, but it's dead. I need to take it out. Why? What do you see? What are you noticing about the tree? And so allowing him that space to explain himself even when he couldn't. And I would watch him go, I'm trying to think of the words. And I'd say, that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. When it comes to you, I'll be sitting right here. What would you like to talk about? And giving him the space to be okay and not being okay. And I think that's what we all need as humans. I think I learned that lesson. I'd love to have the space to not be okay when I'm not okay and to just be human. And that's what he needed to be.
Wow. So, and but what was the toughest or most difficult thing for you once you learned that he was going in hospice? I mean, and you had been there taking care of him all this time.
I wasn't ready. It was too soon. And I selfishly lost my playmate. I was able to be fully Amy with him. This wasn't just about him and his disease, but some of my own wounds and my own baggage. And with him, I was able to be as silly as I wanted, laugh as I wanted it. And I feel this way. I got to live in an opportunity to not be worried about how I looked and how I presented and what I said. I was able to play in the mud. We played baking. We did crafts. We'd go through his stories in the wheelchair and he's going, wee. And it wasn't like, oh, people are looking. Yeah, let them look. Let them see what life is like. Let them see the beauty of caring for our elders or this disease that needs more light shine on it. So maybe we can find a cure. For me, I got to live in this in the moment, not caring what other people think, turning the camera on with no makeup. It was complete opposite, right? From the TV host and music artist, I got to find out who my true spirit is. And I discovered that just as much as I was discovering what he needed. And that was beautiful. And I think that's what I miss the most right now is that partner right there. Just, I knew that all of a sudden he was going to be gone. And I don't know where to place that yet.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. An absolutely wonderful conversation that we have. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. Promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
For those looking to improve their lives, there's nobody better to turn to than Paula Shaw. Paula helps people regain successful lives by identifying and eliminating self-sabotaging behavior using a multitude of mind-body techniques to identify and resolve their core issues. Working with a wide variety of healing modalities, she provides her clients with the most effective process for their specific needs. To book a session with Paula, call 858-480-9234. That's 858-480-9234.
Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and my co-host here, Paula Shaw, and our great friend Amy Scruggs, is having this discussion, and we're gonna bring Michelle into this discussion. I know she's sitting back just watching; she haven't said a word. So you're up, Michelle.
Thank you, James. You can hear me good. So, Amy, during the time you were caring for your father, did you prepare yourself that maybe the end was near, or you kind of put it out of your mind? You thought this would his Alzheimer's, he would be with us for another year or 2 or 3. You understand what the question I'm asking?
I do. Yes. I saw a lot of the changes happening kind of rapidly starting last fall. And I started going, he might be going here into the latest stages soon. But I think you're right. In my head, I was like, we try to have this magic watch that we can figure it out. I really thought, we'll still have another year. And it might be tough, but we'll have another year. I was always trying to prepare that I knew clearly it was going to happen. I mean, he was 86 years old, but my heart didn't want to believe it. And my heart, it's like a kid when you're waiting for Christmas, it takes forever to come, right? Like, it's like, it's so far away. And then you become an adult and you're like, oh my God, are Christmas decorations out already? It just snuck up on me. And I was keeping it away. And even those last weeks, even now, that last week, still holding his hand, I knew he was going to take his last breath any hour, but I still felt like that hour was so far away.
Wow. I want to say one thing, and I talked to Paula about this last week, and I'm going to turn the show back to her. When I experienced loss, there was a point where I was dreaming that this person I lost was still alive, and I had this biggest smile on my face during the dream. And when I woke up, I realized it was a dream, and reality hit me. So I don't know if you've experienced that as of yet. So can you?
I wake up startled and realize he's not here. That's happened to me several times. I wake up and I go, oh my gosh, that happened. So I haven't had the dream, but I think my subconscious, I woke up thinking it was, 5 weeks ago. And the reality hits when I wake up, and that's happened numerous times. And it hits like a dump truck. I'm sure you can describe the same thing. Like a truck just came in and ran over me right as I'm taking my first open eyes to start the day. And that's what keeps happening.
I remember that feeling too, of you're having this lovely dream and everything seems great. And then you wake up and realize what reality actually is. And for me, it's like that, like almost a doubled over punch in the stomach feeling. What have you done to take care of yourself, Amy? I know during the time that Dad was in hospice, you were his total caregiver. You didn't have, the hospice nurses came in, as you said, they advised you, but you were it 24/7. So what did you do to help sustain yourself? Because that's got to be grueling.
I probably did not do as good of a job as somebody else who might come on here and say they took better advice. I had all the tools. I have amazing support like yourself who advise me regularly. And I was so in it. I felt like, well, I don't need to sleep that much. I'll sleep when he's gone. I felt like I didn't want to miss a minute. I slept in the chair a lot next to him because I didn't want to miss a minute of sharing the same space with him. I did, in my defense, I was very hydrated, and I did choose foods with purpose, as I would say to my mother, food with purpose, right? So that at least I was keeping myself healthy throughout that process. But taking a few moments for the right breaths, the squared breathing. I wasn't able to go outside. For those that follow, knowing how much of our videos were in that yard, I could not walk out into that yard. I still can't. I could not go. Here I was, because he was at home. I couldn't go into those spaces that were our spaces. So I felt myself a little bit trapped and suffocated in being able to do my usual thing because the spaces were so full of him. And that was difficult. I am sleeping more and giving myself some rest time now since.
Thank goodness. And that's so important. And you bring up a point I would really like to stress to our listeners. There is no right way to grieve. And so don't let anybody tell you what you should be doing.
I hate that word.
That's their version. There is no, I used to always say, stop shoulding on yourself. It's so true, right? We get caught up in what everybody else is telling us we should do. The truth is, be authentic. That whatever is right for you, if it's right for you to light a candle and meditate and pray, do it. If it's right for you to sit and stare out into space for a while and just give yourself that mental rest time, do it. If it's right for you to cry your eyes out several times a day, do it.
Yes.
Because that's what your inner voice is telling you need. I find, Amy, that one of the things that has been really helpful for me are spiritual practices. Did that play any role for you, or has that been a helpful?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The quiet time, the meditation, my prayer time, that's a must. And sometimes I have to stop myself in the moment and just say, I need to do that right now. What's that next indicated thing? And I'd like to share briefly too, because this goes out to fellow caregivers. As someone who, my entire world was his safety, his everything. And so to all of a sudden have this instant switch flip where now I'm supposed to be going, well, what do I need? I haven't thought about what I needed for quite some time. And especially after raising kids and a family, I don't think I've thought about what I've needed since, middle school. So I all of a sudden have to face that. And that is very difficult. There's that loss of even my role and identity as a caregiver that is woven in with the loss of the one that I loved. And so I think there's a lot of components there that are different because I was so immersed in his care that even now finding what my care is, I'm finding to be difficult.
Yes. Oh, I can imagine. JC, do we have to go to break?
Yeah, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up, or just sitting back, just reminiscing and enjoying this conversation that we're having, because it's been tough on all of us. And for us to be able to share things like this, it's also a healer, in my opinion. So
absolutely.
We're going to take a station break, and we're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. And if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health. Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be on it, to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
At Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and wow, we just sitting back having a great conversation, and I'm loving this. And, but before we start, I got to tell you all about this great university called Viridian Christian University. Yes, I am the chancellor. Yes. But we offer over 30 degree programs and bachelor's, master's, doctorate, and we also honor honorary doctorates as well for people that are doing above and great things in their communities around the world. So please check us out, Viridian Christian University. Go to our website and just check us out. We're always open for business, meaning bringing students in to educate them. And so I want to get back to this. And Amy, you are so strong. So strong. And you are too, Paula. You already know that. To share this, you know, your event just happened not too long ago. That would have been tough. But how do you hold up? How you just maintain that strength to keep pushing forward? Especially, you know, you're back home with the kids, husband and kids. How do you maintain your self-control?
I don't know if I have. And I want to be honest in that. I mean, especially for all of my fellow caregivers out there. I put makeup on today for all of you. That was a really big deal. So, and thankfully, you know, you can't tell when I last washed my hair, right? I don't think that I have. I have to say, my friends, I mean, Paula is just incredible. I have several friends in the caregiving community that are hearing from me at all hours, realizing my community. I think that there is no way I'd be sitting in front of you right now if it wasn't for community. There are a handful of people, and you know who you are, who are literally carrying me like a backpack. The hardest question I get from people is, what's next? And if you love me, don't ask that question. Don't. Because especially I turned off, 15 months ago, I shut off my life and podcasting and doing all of this and media coaching and to serve my father the way that I did. I don't know what's next right now. And I'm joking, underwater basket weaving. No, I don't know. And I want to be honest that I'm grieving, and I want to be honest that this hurts. And there are many moments that I don't know, especially since we haven't had the service yet. That's upcoming. And so I've been so busy in the details of taking care of details that I haven't had the opportunity to be able to eloquently answer what is holding me up.
Amy, this is going to sound like a really strange question, but I think you're going to get it. What are you most grateful for in all that you have been through here?
That I didn't miss it. I won't have regret that say, oh my gosh, I missed my dad's last year of life and I didn't know he was going to pass. And oh no, what if I had? I will never say what if I should have, or no regrets. And I think that is bringing me the most peace and joy inside, that I had the beautiful opportunity to say, I didn't miss it.
Yes. That's so huge. I remember when those last 2 weeks being at the hospital every day with my dad, you never knew if the next day he was going to be there. So every day I was really conscious of being complete with him. Every day I would tell him how much I loved him and what a great dad he was. And, just say all those things because you didn't know what tomorrow would bring.
Said it all.
And I'm grateful that
his last words to me were, thank you. The last thing he said to me was, thank you. He knew. And I want to give a quick shout right now. There's a comment up on the screen that says, Michael, we love you here and we miss your father. They're our neighbors across the street from my parents. And they were so kind and so helpful this whole last year. But for the last 2 weeks, they put up these hearts in their window that were lit up round the clock for my father. And every time I was just feeling beyond what I could handle, I would look out the front window and I'd see those hearts there. And it made me smile, and it knew that I had community and that we were supported. And I want to say thank you for that. It meant the world.
Oh, and I'm so glad you mentioned that word community, because, nobody can do your grieving for you, but you don't have to do it alone. And it really, really is helpful and so comforting and supportive to have others to walk you down that path, others who get what you're going through. And I love what your neighbors did. That's so beautiful. That's 24/7 saying we're with you. You're not alone.
And I think that's just what we need to hear, isn't it? I know, Paula, we could spend the whole rest of this show sharing the things that kind of what not to say. Paula, you're an expert. You wrote the book on it, literally. But I have already discovered that well-meaning, wonderful people that you're like, it's interesting when it's you're like, oh, that hurts. No, don't ask that. No, okay, I get it. And so just that support of just, hey, I'm here. You don't even need to reply back. Just know I'm thinking of you and love you. I think those have been the most treasured things that have been said.
Absolutely. It's just knowing you're not alone and feeling that support, and people being unafraid to speak out to you. So often I hear people say, well, I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to upset her or bum her out. Believe me, they already know, you guys. They already know what the loss is. They're already feeling it.
I'm already at the low. Really can't go any further down from there.
Exactly. Amy, do you talk to him?
Yes. Oh, I have to share this because this was the most recent. This is hard. So Friday, I picked up his ashes. Mom and I went and got his ashes, and he's with me. And we had the 2-hour drive home from, in Southern California back down to San Diego. And, all of our videos were in the car. Most of our stuff was the car karaoke. Dad was in my car. I miss him in my car so much. And all of a sudden here he was in the car with me, but yet it's him, but it's not him. And I talked to him the whole way home. I buckled him in, I put the seatbelt on him and everything. And just, it was like, he's in the car. How do you do this? And I was talking to him and that it just feels good in the moment. It's okay.
And, I find one of the things that's most comforting for me is knowing, wow, I've got somebody really powerful on my team on the highest levels now helping me. And we've experienced incredible miracles, that things have happened like with government agencies that shouldn't happen, like something that was supposed to take 3 and 4 months happened in 3 weeks. And Social Security somehow found out about my dad's death and automatically started giving my mother the higher amount. I was trying to make appointments for days to go in and try and make that happen. It happened. So I just say, thank you, Daddy. Wow, you are working overtime for us. And I find it comforting to feel like he's there and he's still very involved, but from a different level. And I think one of the things that quantum physics has taught us that I find most comforting is energy cannot be created or destroyed. All the energy that's ever going to be in the universe is here. It changes form, but it cannot be destroyed. So I know my dad is out there. I know it because he was created. He's changed form, but he's still here. And I know yours is too, Amy.
I do.
And that's the hugest blessing. And having known you through all of this, I think yours is such a classic story of life deals you lemons, but you made lemonade. Yeah. You had to give up everything that you'd put so much work and energy into, but you rediscovered another life and you rediscovered a whole new group of people to share with and to help and to influence.
If I can just say briefly that the caregiving community and my social media community, you can say what you want about social media, but when used the right way, it's powerful. And I chose to put our daily vlog out there with Dad, and the thousands and thousands of comments and people that have done nothing but share love and kindness and encouragement, saying that we helped make a difference in their caregiving journey and their lives. And if you're watching this, please know I read every comment. It's hard to reply to that many when you're in the middle of grief, but I read everything, and it literally has carried me through. And I'm so grateful that we do have a place that we can go and find people who are going through the same experiences, who can empathize and understand and step in the shoes alongside you. And I can't even imagine going through all of this without having found the amazing caregiving and Alzheimer and dementia community that has supported. And I hope to be able to continue returning that same favor and being there for everyone.
Wow. We got about 3 minutes left in the show. Both of you all, Paula, and then I'm going to ask you, Amy, what are 3 takeaways that you want our viewers and our listeners to get from this great conversation?
Ooh, wow. 1, be authentic. Whatever you're experiencing when you're grieving, give it to yourself. Let yourself have it. 2, just cherish every moment when you have it. What is that great? Suck all of the juice out of life and out of your relationships while you have them, and stay in gratitude. There's so much for us to be grateful for. And can I just add, Amy, in your closing statements, please tell people how they can find you or follow you.
Okay. I think for me, Paula took the first one. It was definitely being authentic, staying human in this, allowing myself to be human, which I haven't always done a good job with. And this has definitely created that opportunity. Community, again, Community. Don't be alone. I choose when I need to be alone purposely. I need quiet and space. That's different than being alone and knowing when to reach out, when to just find that right person that's going to cry with you or sit with you or laugh with you or whatever that is. And that's a game changer. And that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can reach me on all social platforms under Amy Scruggs, Amy Scruggs Media. You can't miss me.
Amy.
I wanted to make a comment also about, and I know this is fresh and it's just happened, but no one can tell you how to grieve. If you want to, whatever it does to let it out, whether you want to, like I said, be alone, yell in the room by yourself, or just cry. No one can tell you how to grieve.
Amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I have a grand piano downstairs that's been calling me and saying it's time, Amy. Come back to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. You got an open invitation anytime.
You guys are your family. You're so good to me, and vice versa. Yeah.
And Paula, of course, you already know. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Michelle for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning into the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'd like to thank our radio studios, AM 1170 The Answer, San Diego, AM 660 The Answer in Dallas, for always being there. But most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners. And I tell you what, always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life.